Hello, my name is Martin, and this is Let's Play Planet Explorers. Planet Explorers is a voxel-based open-world sandbox RPG, guys. It released for early access March 2014. That's right, another early access game, guys. It seems like we've been previewing quite a bit of these lately, but this is definitely worth your attention. But that, of course, means that everything you see is subject to change and not a final representation of the final product. There's still some missing sound files, some glitches here and there, and definition to be given overall to all of the features. It was developed and published by Pathea Games. You can buy into the early access on Steam right now for $24.99. Now, Planet Explorers is, to say the least, very ambitious. It dares to be the jack of all trades, but is it the master of none? Well, for an alpha build, Planet Explorers has already mastered some pretty impressive things. There's a lot to cover here, guys, in very little time. With these types of games, there's a lot to cover, guys. So if I don't touch upon every feature in the game, I do apologize. I'm going to try to touch upon as many features in this game, but there's just so many things to cover in this game. First off and foremost, there's a little bit of a character creator in this game. Somewhat almost MMO in fashion. You can decide your character's face, your hairstyle, and there's still a lot here to be probably added upon, as there's a lot of just empty squares here, like the body and the other. You can, of course, create your character female or male and kind of give them slight detail. And it's definitely something I feel that will be expanded upon. My character kind of looks like the guy from Smosh, I realize. But you could definitely kind of make your own custom character. My head is poking out the top of my hair. That's hilarious. But you get the idea of how you can create your own character, and I really enjoy that feature, and it's definitely something they will be expanding upon in the future. Now, the way I judge upon these games is through customization, which Planet Explorers has quite a bit of. From customizing your own character to customizing your own world. And that is kind of how I judge these things, is how easy it is to manipulate the tools and the level of complexity to these types of games. I'm here to tell you Planet Explorers has quite a bit of complexity to it. There's a lot to play with here. There's a lot to just mess around with. But let's talk about what you're looking at right here. On the bottom left is your avatar, of course. I think your health bar. I think your stamina bar. I'm not really 100% sure which one's the stamina bar, if it's the green or the blue one. To the right of that, I'm not 100% sure what these squares are. I have not found a use for them quite yet. So I don't really 100% know what those are. On the bottom of the screen is, of course, your hot bar, which allows you to manipulate all your tools and weapons and all the different things you'll be using to play around in the game. To the right of that is the different ability to access the different menus in the game, like your item bag, your system, which we'll touch upon a little bit later, your replicator, your handheld PC, and your colony. There's just a lot of different things here to play with, guys. And of course you have your mini map here, which of course tells you the time of day, what the weather looks like, and all that kind of good stuff. You can, of course, manipulate that. It also tells you your coordinates and gives you kind of a basic layout of land. There is a map feature in the game, but I have not found that it works very well quite yet. There's still quite a bit to be added to this game. Now, I've been playing the game for about 60 minutes or so. Some of that time I took with just screwing around with certain objects. For instance, my jetpack here, which, by the way, already this game has a jetpack, and I think that makes it worth buying. It has a jetpack. That's just freaking awesome. But what more importantly, how long it took me to build a very simplistic, basic structure, which is what right here, which is the Casa de Martyr right here. This took me about 30 minutes to build, guys. I even added a door, and yes, it's not exactly perfect. It doesn't have lights in it. It's very small. There's a giant crack between right here and the door. But in all, I did manage to accomplish building the structure and learning how to manipulate the tools within about 30 minutes of playing the game. So let's talk about the building structures and how to do all that. First off and foremost, you have a myriad of different kinds of blocks and materials that you can play with, ranging from gold to glass to dirt to stone to marble to diamond to you name it. There's just about every freaking material in the game. You can build it all, and of course can change the shape of it with the menu on the bottom here. For instance, you can change the voxel shape from squares to bigger squares, which is what the ×2 is. If you wanted to create a much bigger structure or a much smaller structure, it allows you to do that and change the shape and the size of it. For instance, that right there. Of course, you can change the material type, and you can kind of place them however you like, and kind of change the direction that they are facing and all that by just simply right-clicking. And that is one thing I have to say right off the bat, is that Planet Explorers is very easy to build in, and that's one thing I really enjoy about this game. It's not overly complicated, at least as far as in like the build mode is concerned. It's very easy to build structures and different types of things. It allows you to, with all the different kinds of voxels you guys can build in this game. Also, it just allows for a lot of detail. I mean, there's a lot of voxel shape here, guys, for you guys to play with, and for whatever you want to create. And I think that's just there's a lot of detail to be added in this game. So you can make a lot of different kinds of structures, is what I'm trying to say. And the build mode is very easy to get into. But let's talk about some of the already built-in things into this game right here. For instance, the let me close this. I don't know what that was. There is a lot of already built-in things like into this game, like sofas and coordinated side tables and beds, which I think I already have one over there. You can take a look at over there. Chairs, doors, sofas, couches, you name it, gardens. A lot of different kinds of things for you to play with and just put out there and play with. Of course, there's lights you can put out if you want to have lighted areas, for instance, like that lighted up here. Let's see if I can place this one right there. There's a light right there. I put it on the building right there. And yes, there is day and night cycles. You can go over here and rest on your bed. Let's see if I can do that here. Let's sleep for 12 hours. And the day and night cycles will change rather rapidly. There's also weather systems in this game, realistic water physics, a whole myriad of dynamic lighting going on here. Now it's night, as you can see, and of course changes the way everything illuminates and the way everything looks. Very impressive all in all, just from a design standpoint. That's very impressive. So we'll go ahead and rest again, because I just want to show you off some of the things. And there's a lot of things to this game, guys. It's very sci-fi themed. For instance, you can build artillery cannons. Yes, artillery cannons, factory gates, warehouse doors. Let's just put out one of these artillery cannons for you to look at here and how it looks. Oh, it doesn't want to let me place it there. That's weird. Could I please place it here? There you go. There's an artillery cannon right there for you guys. You can build your own fortresses and own structures. Quite impressive ones at that too. There's also different kinds of building types, like assembly cores, which allow you to kind of manipulate. I'm stuck, aren't I? Oh, okay, no, I'm good. Thank God. Which allow you to kind of manipulate different things and create different kinds of objects here. I'm not 100% sure what all these different kinds of objects do, but they are there for you to mess with. There's power plants, which power, basically, I'm going to guess, things like your turrets and your different structure types, like your storage here. Oh, that's a power plant, isn't it? Like your storage right here, for instance, which I'm sure basically is kind of like a vault, and it allows you to place objects inside of them. Let's see if I can just right-click that. And like again, all of it's very simplistic. All of it's just left and right-clicking. It's all very easy to play with. The game also does feature controller support. If you want to play with controller support, right now I'm just playing with my keyboard and mouse, because I just find it easier to do that and kind of manipulate the voxels and all that. There's a repair machine, which I have no idea what that does. There's dwelling beds, which I guess is just kind of like, oh, we want to sleep in multiple spots here. I guess you can... I'm not 100% sure what all these beds do, but there's just a lot of complexity here is what I'm trying to point out. There's a lot of different things to play with. There's also nuts, which I don't know what that's all about. There's a recycling machine. As you can tell, just everything has a lot of good, gorgeous detail added to it. Aside from all that, there's a myriad of different equipment in this game, from pickaxes, axes, swords, shields, and of course guns. Which I have to say, I quite enjoy the guns in this game. Let's see if I can show you some of those gun type here. I'm going to switch to my gun. Fire. There you go. And like I said, there's a lot of sound files that probably need a little bit of definition and work here. I'm not sure if this is going to be the final sound effects But you can kind of see there's definitely different types of guns here. There's also grenades, which I love playing with, which can kind of blow the terrain apart and can affect how things in voxels kind of detonate. So if I were to like throw a grenade at my house over there, for instance, well, apparently my house is very sturdy. Oh, there we go. It destroyed quite a bit of it, and it reacts in kind of a realistic fashion, blowing holes and things. Obviously, there's a sound file missing there that shows you that some of the voxels were destroyed, but there wasn't exactly a sound effect. There's still to be things to be added in this game. Other cool items aside from shields, there's different kinds of armor types and clothing that you can wear in this game and build. Of course, all of this is craftable in the game itself in the different game modes, from campaign mode to adventure mode. Build mode just kind of gives you them all and allows you to play with them. And of course, all of them, one thing I kind of enjoy also is that all of them are different depending on which sex your character is. So each of them are kind of unique per sex. Another thing is, of course, I have my jetpack here, which I freaking love. It allows me to fly around and play with that. Another neat thing in this game, let's see if I can find it before I fall here. No, I can't find it. Where is it? Parachute. Oh god, I just died. Oh god, I just died. Well, obviously you can't die in this game. Okay, let's use that item to resurrect our character. One of the things I kind of think is really neat about this game is there is a hand glider, which I cannot for the life of me locate on the screen here. But that kind of allows you to kind of glide around the area. It's really neat, guys. I enjoy the hand glider quite a bit. There's just a lot of things to mess around here, guys. A lot of fun things to mess around here. There's a rope gun, which is kind of like a grappling hook, almost Ocarina of Time style. You can kind of shoot it and you'll bring your character to that object. And then you can kind of climb it. For instance, here, let me shoot that up there. Ugh. Come on, shoot it. There you go. Then you climb it and you go over it. And it just has a lot of different things to play with here, guys. And I really enjoy that. Let's see. I want to show you the hand glider. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's bring the... Okay, so let's fly up. Because I definitely want to show you the hand glider. The hand glider is one of the neatest things, I think. And then we'll switch, and then we'll start falling, and then it kind of activates, and you can kind of glide around and just really float around the environment, which is really neat, guys. And you kind of biff it when you crash, but it's kind of really neat, guys. So yeah, guys, obviously that giant globe is the amount of where the energy generator is generating energy to, by the way. So yeah, you guys kind of get the idea of the different items you can mess with, the different kinds of things you can do. There's also resources to play with. There's farming. You can make vehicles in this game. It just gets a really batshit crazy how much you can do in this game, guys. Sound-wise, like I said, there's still some things missing. Graphically, I think the game is pretty impressive. But the textures are very smooth, but you can still tell there's even more detail to be added, possibly, to the overall graphics. But all in all, the lighting dynamics work very well. A lot of the objects work very well and realistically. The doors open. Different objects respond to different things in different ways. They have a different glow to them. And I think the graphics overall look very, very nice. So let's get into the different kinds of modes here. I'm going to take us back to the main menu. That was build mode. Like I said, I enjoy the fact that the creation of things is very simplistic. Like I said, I was playing with it for maybe 20 minutes or so, and I managed to build a structure right there. Big boon in my eyes, because sometimes when you play voxel games, it's very complicated to make things. It gets just difficult, and they took the creation system in this game and made it very simplistic, easy to jump into and learn. So right there, it's a big boon. Also in this game, there is a creator. Believe it or not, you can create your own objects, from swords to shields to guns to vehicles, aircrafts, and objects, either they be tiny, small, or large. And then you can create them from the ground up. It allows you to create your own custom objects, guys. So if you're like, okay, well, I enjoyed that jetpack, but I want to build a different kind of jetpack. Or I like the design of the swords, but I want to make my own type of swords. You go over here to create sword, and then you can create the sword of whatever your imagination can build. And it really is, again, very simplistic to use as far as the element goes. I would say this is probably a little bit more complicated to use than the builder inside of the game. But you are there. If you can play with this, you can figure it out. You can create your own object, and that's just another aspect which is really freaking awesome in Planet Explorers. It allows you to create your own objects for whatever you can think of and dream of. There's also multiplayer in the game. You can play with characters cooperatively or in versus mode. Aside from build mode, there's an adventure mode as well, which adventure mode is kind of very simplistic in nature. There is a little bit of a character interaction in it, and it kind of puts you in the middle of, I guess you could say, kind of your own settlement, and kind of lets you run around. There is quests almost. You can talk to people and help them, ask them to give you jobs, and in exchange they'll give you money, which I'll show you really quick what that settlement looks like right here. Which I have to say, now looking at these makes me feel a little bit better about my crappy square block of a building, because these are nice looking, but I didn't think I built a bad structure. So yeah, you gotta get the idea of the different kinds of structures you guys can create in this game. In adventure mode here, you can interact with different NPCs, get different jobs, and do different things. And it's not necessarily as story intensive as, let's say, the campaign mode is. You can, of course, build in adventure mode, and there's things for you to fight out there, and animals and creatures that you will encounter out there, as well as there's NPCs to interact with, and they have their own dialogue trees. I'm not sure if you can kill them. I'd be kind of curious about that. But yeah, you can run around the environment and kind of mess around with things. I want to see if I can find any of the creatures. There's one. There is 70 different type of enemy creatures in this game, guys. Which I'm going to go over here and be a dick and punch this thing in the face. Take that, you son of a bitch! I'm not doing anything. Oh, I am hitting it though. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I'm gonna run away and see if it follows me. Oh my god! What is that? Oh my god, it's chasing me! Leave me alone, creature! I don't know why you want to eat me, baby, because I punched you in the face. Maybe this guy will help me. Yes, he's gonna help me. Awesome. He's killing it. Awesome. Oh my god, I'm dead. It killed me. That's okay, though, because I revive a little bit later on. I think. I hope? Maybe? Who knows? Let's see what happens here. So yeah, you get the kind of idea. You guys can kind of screw around in adventure mode if you want to play the campaign mode. The campaign mode is more story-driven, and I think there's about, if I read correctly, about 20 hours right now of campaign mode, which is a lot more story based and kind of gives you a good introduction to the game. It kind of tells you how to teach you how to build things, how to harvest materials, excuse me, and gives you a kind of a tutorial almost of how the game works, as well as giving you kind of a story to play with there. If you want to learn more about the lore of the game, that's there for you to play with. We'll load into that really quickly here. It also, I also kind of want to come here because it also gives you an example of the water in this game and how the water physics works in this game. Start running, buddy. Like I said, you kind of crash land. I guess you're colonizers, basically. You crash land on this planet down here, and you have to kind of find your way of what the hell happened and help the survivors, which is Gertie over here. And there's also, of course, this beautiful water over here, which I kind of want to run towards and show you guys, because, again, graphically speaking, I think the game is really pretty. Even if there's some things left to be still given definition and things to be toned, I think the water in this game is very gorgeous. So we're going to run towards that really quick. So yeah, guys, it's just there's a lot of things here to play with, guys. The game is vast, but the beautiful part is that even though it's vast, it's not complicated, and that's one thing I enjoy quite a bit. Oh, look at that, he's swimming. Oh, look at that, I'm underwater. All right. So maybe that blue bar is your breath bar, I guess. Okay, so that's that blue bar is. I'm thinking. Oh dear God. The music in the game is actually kind of quite nice. Actually, the music in the game is very well done. It's all instrumental. It's very pretty. I enjoy the music quite a bit in the game. But yeah, you kind of get the idea of what the water looks like. The kind of the beautiful water graphics they got going on here. Like I said, guys, there's infinite possibilities here. They're adding more to the game. There's a helpful community. If you can go ahead and back to the main menu, there's a board button which you can press. that will help take you to a message board which you can join the community and then start looking for guides and learning for different ways to build things, guys. And I kind of want to show you something else. One thing, I just feel like what I showed you wasn't enough. You can create really beautiful things here, guys. So I'm going to kind of show you the different, go into the Steam overlay here and show you the different kinds of structures and buildings and vehicles you can create, guys. There's followers in this game, 15 different kinds of minerals, a lot of different kind of game modes, co-op, PvP. Just look at all the gorgeous things you guys can create in this game, from weapons to vehicles to structures, the different kinds of creatures in this game. There's just a lot of really neat stuff here. I mean, look at that, guys. I don't know who made that. My hat's off to him. Gorgeous structures in this game, guys. There's just a lot to this game, and there's more coming to this game soon, like bosses and pets, herding, fishing, AI bot followers, in-game music player, a hardcore survival mode. You can interact with aliens, declare war, negotiate with them, missions, and of course they're going to expand more upon the creator in the game itself, allowing you to create more and different types of objects. I don't think I listed enough features for this game, obviously. If you're looking for a game to suck up the next 500 hours of your life, this is a solid choice. Planet Explorers is ambitious, impressive, and it's an indie game, guys. That is damn impressive. I don't know how many employees Pathea has, but my hat's off to them for creating this game. With such a focus on open world builders these days, Planet Explorers is up there with the best of them as far as quality goes. It's easy to use controllers, it's customizations, the imagination is the limit in this game, guys. So big thanks to the developer for a chance to preview this game. Thanks to you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I will keep bringing you fantastic indie games, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this has been Let's Play Planet Explorers.